What's up everyone, 9th Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we're talking about Morpeko. This Pokemon honestly is something I should have covered a lot earlier because it seems to be a big fan favorite in VGC 2020 in Sword and Shield in general, especially being the, Marnie's Pokemon, and everybody likes Marnie, so yeah. Anyway, so Morpeko, this Pokemon is pretty cool. It has a really interesting ability that changes its form into full belly mode and hangry mode, which is cool, but doesn't really affect very much. It's really just one attack that's Aura Wheel that it just changes the typing. Whenever you're in Happy Boy mode, it's an electric attack. And whenever you're in Emo Scary Boy mode, it's a dark attack. Honestly, it's pretty lame. But the Pokemon does pretty cool stuff. It has a really good move pool, and it's pretty fast, and it's cool. Electric Dark is also just a cool typing in general. Anyway, so talking about it, Electric Dark is an interesting typing that gives us 5 resistances, being Electric, Flying, Ghost, Dark, and Steel. Not very great, but pretty solid. It would be really good if we were bulky, but we're not bulky, so its resisted attacks are just kind of bad, but oh well. And then we also have weaknesses here, 4 weaknesses: Fighting, Ground, Bug, and Fairy, but kinda like we said, we're super frail, so we're just running Focus Sash, so we're pretty much going to get two-shotted by things like resisted attacks and weaknesses and neutral attacks. We're just going to get two-shotted, so they don't really matter too much. Anyway, as far as our stats go, we're not very bulky. HP 58, Defense 58, Special Defense 58. All are very under average and pretty underperforming. As far as our defensive stats go, we do have solid offensive stats though. Attack 95, which is pretty good. 70 special attack, which is not super great, but it's fine. If you wanted to put some special attack on here in case it gets burned or anything, but you probably won't be getting burned very frequently. They're mostly just gonna kill the Morpeko. But yeah, attack at 95 is pretty solid, and then we also have speed at 97, which is also just very solid. Speed 97 puts us at a pretty good speed tier where we're outspeeding a lot of really good Pokemon, and we'll touch on that a little bit more once we get to speed tiers. But yeah, overall, not too bad, not too great though. The Pokemon is pretty cool and does some cool stuff. Anyway, let's talk about some of the cool stuff that it does. Let's move on to the build. Okay, so as far as the ability goes, Hunger Switch is the only option we have. Honestly, if we had anything that did a little bit more, we'd go with that. But Hunger Switch is more of an aesthetic ability, as far more than playability, but it's still cool, but it's not great. Anyway, so item, we have Focus Sash, which is very solid on this Pokemon since we're super frail. I was gonna say bulky, but we're not bulky at all. Since we're super frail, we're leaning into our attack and speed stats instead of our bulk, and going with Focus Sash just so we can live one attack. Which is pretty solid, especially on a Pokemon with Fake Out and good support moves. You can get off an attack or two and then, die. But it's okay, because what you did when you were alive was pretty okay. So yeah, Morpeko's cool. Anyway, so our moves that we are going with on this build is Aura Wheel, Fake Out, Parting Shot, and Fake Tears. Aura Wheel being its signature attack, a very good attack running on the hamster wheel. Very, very solid. It's an electric attack with 110 base attack. Or base power. 110 base power. Physical attacking, very, very solid. You don't see good physical attacking thunder or electric type attacks very frequently. So Aura Wheel is pretty good. Offers a lot of attack and an amazing ability of 100% speed increase. Or 100% chance to get a speed increase by +1, which is very, very good. You can send out an Aura Wheel turn 1, and then next turn you're pretty fast, so you can hit Parting Shot or Fake Tears pretty easily. You can even Fake Out and then Aura Wheel. It's just good in general. I think it's really powerful. Aura Wheel, if that attack was on a lot of Pokemon, it would be insane. So it's good that it's only really Morpeko. I think it's actually just unique 100% to Morpeko, but I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, so then we also have Fake Out, of course. If a Pokemon has Fake Out, it's usually going to be either a notable move or on the actual set, just because it's that good. Fake Out is an amazing attack. Being flinching things, this is just good. Then we have Parting Shot and Fake Tears. Both are really good support moves. We have other great support moves like Taunt and Swagger and Quash, but we went with Parting Shot and Fake Tears. Just because they're good. We see Parting Shot being super powerful on things like Incineroar that are known for minimizing damage, but Morpeko likes it as well. just because it's really good. And we're not prankster, so we can actually, you know, parting shot things that are dark, which is cool. Not gonna happen super frequently, but it's cool. Then we also have fake tears, which is good. It just makes things less bulky so that we can kill them, which is pretty good. I like it. I think it's good. Anyway, so our flex moves that we can go with are Brick Break and Foul Play as far as offensive attacks go. There's a couple other ones that you could use, things like Crunch and Fire Fang, but we have Brick Break and Foul Play here. There are other moves though, like I was saying. But yeah, they're pretty good. You know, provide a little bit of utility. Foul Play, especially against things like Weakness Policy Rhyperior and just Weakness Policy Pokemon in general. It's not super strong against Rhyperior, but it does a lot more than Aura Wheel will, because Aura Wheel does nothing, but still good. And then we also have Foul Play, and then we also have Brick Break to break screens, which is good, and also provide a little bit of damage with our fighting type. Not going to be much though. But where it really shines is some support attacks, things like Thunder Wave, Taunt, Swagger, and Quash, especially after our first attack being Aura Wheel. It puts us at this crazy fast speed tier where Taunt and Swagger and Quash are just really, really good. Thunder Wave, Parting Shot, Fake Tears, all these moves are just really, really solid, which I like. I think it's good. So, yeah, that's about all of our good moves. There are a couple other moves that I didn't mention, but this is like most of the good moves that we have. So yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, as far as our stats and EV spread goes, we have 252 into attack and 252 into speed. Very, very basic. There's no point in leaning into any of our bulk, so we put our extra 4 into defense. It doesn't really matter like either way though. We're not going to be living many attacks. But we're also Jolly Nature, giving us plus speed minus special attack, just so we can be as fast as possible. And after one Aura Wheel, we're actually outspeeding a lot of really, really good Pokemon that are even like Scarf, and really that's it. But there are a lot of like Scarf Pokemon, and of course like commonly very, very fast Pokemon, things like Dragapult, we still outspeed with after one Aura Wheel, which is really, really good. So yeah, good stuff. Next we have our one synergetic Pokemon here. It's just basic. I mean, it's synergetic with almost every Pokemon in the game, pretty much. It's Togekiss. Togekiss is amazing. You can fit it on almost every team, but if you're playing a Morpeko team, it really loves your Togekiss because you can switch into it very easily to resist everything. I mean, we're weak to Fairy, we're weak to Fighting, and we're weak to Ground. Togekiss doesn't care about any of those. It just murders things like, I shouldn't say murder. That's a bad word. It just destroys things like Conkeldurr, because we don't murder Pokemon. We just knock them out. You just knock out things like Conkeldurr, you know? You just knock out Excadrills if you have Heat Wave, and if not, then you don't really take much damage. Well, you will take some damage, but you'll take a lot of damage. Anyway, what I'm saying is it covers a lot of really good typing that we're just worried about with playing Morpeko. So yeah, that's about it. There are other Pokemon that you can use, but this is really just perfect for its typing, and it covers each other very, very well. Anyway, that's going to be it for our build and this slide in general. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about some speed tiers. So, this Pokemon's really fast. We hit 163 there. You can see the little Morpeko. He's really fast. We outspeed a lot of great Pokemon, things like Mimikyu, Excadrill, Form-Changed Rotom, not Scarf, Duraludon, not Scarf, Gyarados, and Togekiss, all of them not Scarf, actually. I just said not Scarf on the ones that are, like, sometimes Scarf, but yeah, if any of them are Scarfed, they're going to be outspeeding you. But none of them will really be Scarfed. Maybe Form-Changed Rotom, maybe. But yeah, we outspeed a lot of really good Pokemon. We can just kill things like Gyarados, like, just get it out of here, just punch it really hard. Excadrill, you know, we can, like, fake out if we don't think it's going to Dynamax or Parting Shot it, which is good. You can Parting Shot a lot of these Pokemon, Parting Shot Excadrill, and then go into, like, something like Togekiss, and then their Max Quake is just, like, doomed. They just lose one turn of their Dynamax. That's really powerful. Morpeko is just, like, really fast and really good against a lot of these commonly fast Pokemon, which is good. Speaking of commonly fast Pokemon, there are still some Pokemon that outspeed us. Things like Charizard, Durant, Whimsicott, Inteleon, Cinderace, Tyranitar if it's Choice Scarfed, not going to happen too frequently, Dragapult, all of these Pokemon that are just going to be outspeeding you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But Aura Wheel. So you can Aura Wheel turn 1, and then you're outspeeding all of them, because then we hit 244, and the only things that are outspeeding us is like Chlorophyll Venusaur, and Unburdened Hawlucha, stuff like that, like really weird Pokemon that you're not going to see that frequently, except the Venusaur. Venusaur is very prevalent. But still, you outspeed a lot of stuff. which is what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's going to be it for our speed tiers. Let's move on to some damage calcs. So, damage calcs, they're pretty lame because they're all offensive, because this Pokemon doesn't really live any attacks. They're also all Aura Wheel, because we didn't really use any other attacks. So they're all Aura Wheel into a certain Pokemon. So they're kind of lame. But let's still talk about them. So Aura Wheel into a very defensive Togekiss at 228 HP, 196 plus. Currently the most used Pokemon, the most used spread for the most used Pokemon. Actually, second most used now behind Dragapult. But still very, very used Pokemon in a very used spread for that Pokemon. We are still hitting 63 to 76%, a guaranteed 2-hit KO into a defensive Togekiss, which is very, very good. Next, we have a Dark Aura Wheel. So this is when we're Hangry mode, into an Eviolite Dusclops, a very defensive Eviolite Dusclops, I may add, hitting 46.2 to 57.1, providing us a 75% chance to 2-hit KO, which is pretty solid. Not the best, but pretty solid. You just have to hit a little bit higher of a roll 1 out of 2 times. Not too bad. Next, we have, although it is kind of weird because we change at the end of the turn every turn. So one turn you're hitting it with a dark move, and then the next turn you're hitting it with an electric move, which isn't going to kill it. So really it's just like you're hitting 46 to 57%, and then you have to have something else carry the weight, something like a Mimikyu or a Dragapult or an Incineroar Throat Chop, something like that, dealing more than 50% of its HP. PSA. Anyway, so next we have Morpeko Aura Wheel. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that every time because it's everything. But anyway, into a very defensive Milotic, 252, the most common use spread for Milotic, hitting 63 to 75%, a guaranteed 2-hit KO, which is what we like to see. It's very, very close to the same damage calc as the Togekiss, but really good. It's pretty solid. Although if it goes for Coil or Max Steel Spike, it'll be a little rough. Anyway, next we have Aura Wheel into a Corviknight. This is the most common spread on Pikalytics. Corviknight as well, 244 HP, 0 defense, with Figgy Berry, hitting a guaranteed 2-hit KO, 71 to 85 through Figgy Berry, which is very, very good. Next we have Aura Wheel into a Charizard, a 0 defense, 0 HP. Commonly what you see. If it's Dynamaxed, we are hitting 60 to 72%, which is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. And also, if it's normal, if it's not Dynamaxed, we're going to be hitting 121 to 145, which is a guaranteed OHKO. Very, very good. Next, we have our Aura Wheel into a Lapras, 228 HP, 124 defense. This is the default on our damage calc. I didn't do enough research onto the current builds of Lapras. I should have, but oh well. 228 HP, 124 defense sounds pretty accurate to me. Hitting 33 to 40%, not super great. A guaranteed 3-hit KO, and then it sets up screens, and then you're like, oh, this isn't doing much damage. Not the best matchup. Also, plus like Resonance like brings us down to our Focus Sash, or at least close to it. So not the best matchup with Gmax Lapras. When it looks like you should have a great matchup, you just don't. Oh well. Anyway, let's move on. We're 13 minutes in, so let's move on. Alright, Singles Spotlight it is. So, as far as Singles, this Pokemon is not going to get a lot of mileage. You're not going to see it very frequently on Singles, and you probably shouldn't play it too frequently in Singles. But if you like Morpeko fan and you're a Morpeko fan, I said it 4 times now? Why am I still saying it? Anyway, we can play it like this. So, ability Hunger Switch, obviously. Item Choice Band, you can switch it up, but I like Choice Band. I think it's good. It just gives you the most amount of damage you can do with things like Aura Wheel. It's very good hitting Aura Wheel over and over with 1.5 times damage, as well as Stab, as well as gaining a speed tier every single time. Very fast, very strong. I like it. It's good. Other moves that we gave it, Brick Break, Crunch, and Fire Fang. A little bit of utility. Brick Break being able to break those screens. Crunch for stab damage with Dark. And then Fire Fang just for some coverage. Pretty good stuff. As far as our HP, or as far as our EVs, the same. 252 into attack and 252 into speed. There's no real reason to change that because it's not super bulky. If you go into HP and defense, you're still going to get OHKO'd by a max ground, max quake, an earthquake from a powerful Excadrill. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy Morpeko, if you want to play Morpeko, if you like Ninth Gym, leave a like and comment and subscribe. It means so much to me. Share it on Facebook. Tell your mom. Morpeko's cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Join my Discord and follow me on Twitter if you want. I don't post that much, but I want to post more, but I don't really like posting to 2 people, so join it up. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Can you tell that I'm thankful for you watching? I said it 3 times. Anyway, have a great day. Have a great evening. It's very late for me. It's 9:30, which isn't super late, but it's there. Anyway, 2-minute outro is over. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. Goodbye.